know, because a lot of times these people bring up really good points too, as to be, part of the show. So, no, I'm all alone. So I'm so lonely, ladies and gentlemen. Please, please give me a call or come to my chat room. No, just joking. But anyway, alrighty then. So, talking about that left-hand pillar, Joaquin. I think it's pronounced Joaquin, but it's spelled Jochin. Joaquin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, so yeah, on the upper astral planes, there's this being called Orpheus. He's also known as the sweet singer, and he sort of corresponds with the wisdom aspect. And once again, I'm just saying this is stuff they teach. It's not really my own personal opinion. I don't claim to have been able to rise on the astral planes. I don't really know, but some say it takes a female to actually be able to do this. Be able to rise on the planes and whatnot and see things on the astral level, and then she just relays it to the man, and the man plagiarizes all her ideas and writes a book about it. But sort of like Crowley, that was sort of what claimed that he got a lot of his information from his female consorts, if you will, but and then he just basically plagiarized all their ideas and put it in his books. But hey, if you're a Mac daddy like Crowley, I guess you're entitled to do that, right? If you're a pimp daddy, you got to keep your pimp hand strong, and your bitches have got it. Your bitches in your stable have to support you, right? What's good? This is just a joke. Wow, that I'm getting a call, ladies and gentlemen. I must have pissed somebody off with that rant. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, hi, this is Jacob with the St. Louis Post. How are you today?
Jacob, I'm fine and dandy. Hey man, I'm doing a radio show right now. You're live on the air.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How's that, sir? Straight from your home?
Yep.
Wow, well, we had you as a preferred customer, sir. This is Charles, right?
Yes, I am, but preferred customer, how so?
Well, I mean, we see that you've tried the paper before out there in St. Charles, right?
Yeah, once or twice. I actually used to do the same thing you do for when I was 15 years old. That was my first job.
Oh, really? Wow, mine as well, sir.
Sold the Post-Dispatch, yeah.
All right. Well, would you be interested in getting the paper out there, sir, at a discount?
No, man. Can you give it to me for free?
I wish I could, sir.
Well then I can't, because I'm just like broke, and I get all my news. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I believe in wacky conspiracies. So I think mainstream media is pretty much all full of crap.
What radio station, sir?
This is Blog Talk Radio. This is internet-based radio. So.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. So a million people can hear me right now, right?
Maybe thousands, not millions,
thousands.
but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about this, sir? I'll just go ahead and get you off the list so we stop calling you. Will that work?
All right, dude. You have a good night.
All right, you too, man.
Wow, that's always exciting. I love it when these guys call during the show. It's just kind of funny. So, anyway, where was I? Shoot. All right. So, yeah. The master of this wisdom tradition, the accumulation of knowledge on the lower mental plane, is Hermes, of all the god Hermes. I think, Crowley referred to him as Thoth. I think that's, well, they say that Hermes' Egyptian name is Thoth, but yeah, I guess that's right. I was going to contest that, but no, that's actually right. Yeah. So, yeah, and he's considered like the messenger god. So, Anyway, the messenger god and the god who collects information, the god of magic. Yeah, I think we could do a whole show on Hermes and Thoth and Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes Trismegistus was the guy who led a mystery school about the same time that Jesus was alive. And a lot of people thought he was a Messiah at the time as well. And let's see, this guy is pretty fascinating. If you want to do a study about him, it's Hermes, Hermes, Trismegistus, and I think the last name is Transmigestris, Trismegistus. Check it out. So, Hermes is supposed to be the god of the second wave. And on the upper mental plane, there's this being known as Euclid, which he's supposed to be the master of the devotional and spiritual aspect. No, that's totally wrong. He's a master of the upper plane. No, but the master of the devotional and spiritual aspect, the brotherly love aspect, is what these guys call, quote, the master of masters, Jesus of Nazareth. Like I said, these guys don't really ever just call him Jesus. They always have like these really elaborate titles. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, when you enter into initiation, these guys act like they're really great Christians and they're teaching you the mysteries and blah blah blah, and they really worship Jesus and what have you. But when you get higher up in the ranks, that's when they start saying, well, Jesus is actually Satan and Lucifer. Didn't you know that? And then they start telling you why. They start laying out evidence, why this is so, and blah blah blah. And so it's like when you get into the higher ranks, once you've already totally compromised yourself and you're totally involved in the mafia, which is also known as these esoteric organizations, that's when you realize the whole time these guys on the higher levels worship Lucifer. So just bear that in mind. So, these three great aspects that came out of Antarctica, they form the full tradition of Western esotericism. And once again, I'm going to bring in this term ray. These guys like using this term ray, which each ray sort of corresponds with a different astral level, a different color, a different lord. They have these beings called Lord of the Rays, or Lord of the Ray. So the ray of nature worship is complemented by the ray of intellectual development. And if this does not happen, then subhuman aspects will become dominant in the subconscious of the aspirant. Furthermore, if the intellectual ray is not complemented by the spirituality of the devotional ray, or the spiritual ray, the ray of love, brotherly love, it will create a hardness of the heart and narrowness of outlook in the aspirant or initiate, or the guy who wants to join an occult school, whatever you want to call it. And all rays unite in the sun. I actually stole that quote from this book. It's like a turn of the century, not turn of last century, turn of the 20th century book. It's written by Dion Fortune. So she was this chick. She's sort of an obscure occult writer, but if you delve into these circles, she becomes more and more popular. Actually, she's a little bit less known than Crowley, but also a little bit more sane than Crowley. So there you go. But anyway, yeah, she didn't try as hard to put on a show as Mr. Crowley did. So a highly developed initiate unites all three of these rays within himself. words of power are extremely important in all occult operations. And these sacred names change from country to country. Now this is where a lot of the racism starts coming in, where they start pushing like, you can't practice Eastern magic, or you can't practice a black man's magic, or blah 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 and whatnot, because you're a white man and you got to stay true to your white race, or your white gods won't hear you, and that kind of thing. Once again, I'd just like to point out, this is not what I personally believe. This is just the kind of crap Hitler got involved in, these occult schools, and it explains a lot of the racism behind him. And these are the secret esoteric religions of our elite. So it makes a lot of sense in that perspective as well. How they can just, so cold-heartedly want to wipe a certain race out or a certain country out and just not even give a damn. Because you're subhuman, or we're subhuman. I guess I'd be putting that classification as well. If not for only the fact that I have brown hair and brown eyes. So it's like these guys are heavily into the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Superman bullshit. So, yeah. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break, and we will get right, when I come back from break, we'll be talking more about this Atlantis stuff and these secret esoteric religions of the elite. So, let me just go ahead and